What was it like slipping back into these roles after a 3-year hiatus?
Oh man, so fantastic. Such a blessing. Yeah, it definitely feels as though it has been like about 4 years. I think you're right, Kat, right? It was 2.5, nearly 3, maybe. But it did feel like a very like big chapter for all of us personally, I think. Like we all went, like we wrapped up the show and we all kind of went on with our lives. And so the fact that we got the opportunity to come back together just felt like such a gift. And we were so very giddy, and it was such a new and different experience as well because the season we weren't doing a full season where it was like 5 months of
Sure.
shooting. It was like a sprint. It was like, all right, we were there for a limited amount of time. We were all living in the same apartment block, and it was like a whirlwind of an adventure that went past in a flash in many ways. So we were just soaking it all in and making the most of it.
So we meet up with Waverly and Nicole we're about 2 years later since we last saw you. They're still very much in love, but like all couples, they're going through something really unique and personal. Nicole has really come into her own, kind of, in charge of the town, has all this respect coming towards her, but Waverly is craving adventure and like ways to use that big brain of hers.
Mhm.
How will WayHaught tackle these fundamental differences and still remain this beloved couple that so many fans have been rooting for 8 years?
Mhm. Beautifully said. You want to take this, love?
I think, well, I'll start and then and
Yeah.
you feel. I think the thing that I love about WayHaught is um they always trust their love at the end of the day. And I think that's just a testament to how genuine and across all universes their bond is. Um, I think it takes a lot of strength in a couple to say, how do this is what I want to do, this is what you want to do. How do we give the space for each of us to grow as individuals, but still trust that we're going to come back together at the end of the day and we kind of like go like this. And I think that's one of the amazing things that continues to make them iconic, continues to make them aspirational, is just that they trust that they will come back together and that their love is strong and their relationship is strong and there's a lot of space to be their own people, which is so fundamental for healthy partnership.
Oh, that's so beautifully said, Kat.
So beautifully said. And I completely agree. And I think that it is so wonderful to see the representation of like the reality of a couple and what comes after happily ever after. You know, we've seen this beautiful wedding and then it's like, where do we find them after a little bit of time? And you said it yourself, Dana, how like Waverly has such an ambitious spirit, and she that it would be a disservice if she lost that, you know. It's such a core fundamental piece of who she is. And so like allowing that to live, and then Nicole actually seeing that and embracing it is a testament to their strength as a couple, that Nicole sees that Waverly's need and what Waverly's trying to figure out why I think she's trying to figure out why she is irritable, and like she's she's craving more, but she's incredibly happy with her wife, and so both things can exist, and being able to like work with that within their relationship is such a blessing. And then seeing the representation of a supportive partner that wants their love to go off and spread their wings is such a stunning way to end the special.
I think it's something a lot of couples go through. It's so I love being able to see this very realistic thing in a relationship in this very fantastical
Yeah.
world full of demons and monsters, right? It's also a real testament to Emily and the writers and the crew to be able to put conflict in a queer relationship without it being about death,
Yeah.
breaking up, all these other things. Like I think it's a really nice evolution. So I was really excited to see it.
So,
Um,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, you've got a new big bad Mina, played by one of my favorite Canadian creatives, Karen Knox.
Nice.
It feels like Knox has always just been a part of the show, which I think is a very Wynonna Earp kind of special thing. Like you bring in new people and they always feel like they've been there. What was your experience like working with this new opposing force and Knox themselves?
I loved
I
her.
was so excited. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Dom.
Yeah, no, totally. I just said I loved Knox. But
Yeah, I love Knox. So Knox and I actually were 1 year apart at theater school.
That's
So I've
amazing.
known Knox for a long time, and I have admired her work as a filmmaker. Anyone who is reading this, like, please go check out Knox's work. She's
Yes.
an incredible filmmaker, an incredible writer, creative, and she's just always been putting out like really just always like ahead of the curve, interesting storytelling. Like
Yes.
she's always got that step, and she's also just like so ridiculously cool. And I'm like, I just want to be a tiny bit more like you. Like, can I have just like a tiny bit of your coolness? But I was so excited. I remember texting Emily when I saw her name, and I was like, oh my God, like what a great casting. Because she's like a fearless creative, and I think she always has impressed me with her the way she comes to her work with just like abandon, and it was so perfect for Mina because that character needed to have an actor who is like, I'm not afraid to be big, I'm not afraid to look silly, I'm not like, you have to have that coming onto Earp. Like if you have any amount of self-consciousness at all, the show will just like bulldoze you right over. You have to be fearless coming onto the show, and I just thought, I cannot say enough good things about Knox. I am a huge fan. So I was
Love
really excited.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It felt like she just fit in straight away. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, in for like behind the scenes as well. Like she just it works. As you say, she's fearless and she just was ready to jump right in and just be completely bonkers, whilst also just being like the type of person that you want to talk to off camera as well and like get to know. She just, yeah, she was a wonderful collaborator and brought such a spicy and exciting energy.
The whole thing, Wynonna Earp Vengeance, it's very spicy, very exciting. It kicks off Friday the 13th. Tell everyone who's watching what they need to do, because we left with some major cliffhangers here. We want more Wynonna Earp. What can viewers and fans do to help?
Keep watching it. Watch Vengeance as many times as you can, as many times as feels right. I think like, yeah, Kat, you over to you, love. You say this so beautifully. Like you rally the fans in such a gorgeous way. But I think like from what I know, it's like keep watching, keep watching, keep watching.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you got it, Dom. I mean, what Dom said, just like I think don't underestimate your power, the power of a passionate, involved, active vocal fan base is so valuable and so does not go unnoticed at these networks who have the power to greenlight more. And so I think just it's time for us as an Earp family to like sing Earp from the rooftops and just watch it. The views really matter. So just please like watch it as much as you can, share it with as many people as you can. It's free to access, which is incredible. So there's no barriers to viewership, which is what's so amazing about Tubi. And I think that's one of the coolest things. Like literally, I'm so used to people being like, "Oh, what are you working on?" You're like, "Oh, this," and then where can I watch it? Oh, well, you have to have. Do you have this channel? Do you have no? Everyone can watch Tubi. Everyone can watch Wynonna Earp Vengeance. So share it, shout it, watch it.